This is Tom Painter and my good friend Kurt Mortensen. This is our next section on the 12 steps to making more money with your small business. This is part number 2. Take it away, Mr. Mortensen.
All right, welcome back. We're talking about that side hustle, that business, whether you're starting, enhancing, growing. We're going through some brainstorming, some questions, some things to think about, learning to benchmark others. What type of business should it be? Those are areas as we go through it. Of course, we're going through the manual that's available at successandmoneyfoundation.com as far as creating your business, being prosperous in your own country, in your own area. In every country, every area is unique as far as what people want, what they need, what can you improve. Again, it's all about solving that problems, making life easier. And people will always spend $1 if it's going to save them $2. People always spend $2 if it's going to make them $5. So we talked about pricing and a few other things that'll make a huge difference for you. And we're just kind of going through the lessons and brainstorming the different areas. Hopefully you're taking notes here, thinking things through, whether you're starting or building or multiplying your business. So this lesson number 7, how can I attract new customers and get existing customers to buy more? Tom's taught us that, existing customers to buy more. I mean, that's one of the keys, but you have to get the customers first, of course. So think about, look at these kind of questions at the top here. Why do I frequently shop at my favorite store? So look at the places you shop, the people that you buy from. Why? Is it their personality? Is it you trust them? Is it the surroundings? What makes them your favorite? That's the key to successful business is you benchmark. You look at the successful 3, 4, 5 people. What are they doing? And you take something from each one of them and you add it to you. That's your favorite. Is it the service? Do they always have what you need? Is it the smile? How do you get new customers to buy from you? Is it that you need to build trust or have a better object or have better food, whatever it is that you're marketing? That's the key. So how do you get existing customers to buy more? Provide more service, provide a special deal. So if you're providing one thing, maybe they need something with that also. If you're selling fruit, maybe they need vegetables. If you're selling fruit and vegetables, maybe they need spices or things to cook them in. I mean, there's so many different things that you can add on what they call it the channel, different things that you can purchase. So those are good questions. How does it mean to please the customer? Are they happy? You sure? Do they like you? You sure? Do they trust you? Are you sure? Trust is an all-time low. It used to be, I trust you, give me a reason not to. Now around the world, it's like, I don't trust you, give me a reason to trust you. So be incredible, being trustworthy. I would even offer a guarantee. What? Yeah. I noticed that with businesses, consulting entrepreneurs, that they get scared. Well, what if they take advantage of me? Some will, but a great guarantee, a great promise. Look, this will double your income. I promise this will be the best, fill in the blank. You believe in your product. Why not? Give them a big, big guarantee. Well, some people take advantage of it. Yeah, there's 1 in every 10,000 people in the world's dishonest. I make that up, but it makes me feel better. But there are a few people that'll take advantage of it. But a great guarantee can double your sales. A great promise can double your sales. Don't worry about the few dishonest in the purple world that you fulfilled your promise and they still want their money back. It's not going to matter if you've doubled your income. Is the customer always right? Yeah. Yeah. I hesitate because the customer is always right. But sometimes as you grow your business, there are some customers you want to fire. They're just not they're just a pain in the rear. I'll just say that as you grow your business, they're always right, but sometimes you don't want to work with them. So that's been a big trend lately, is firing some of the customers that take 80% of your time, but are only 10% of your profits. So just put it out there, something to think about as you grow your business. So customers are attracted to business that meet their needs, that cater to their wants. That is what you're looking for. Customer satisfaction is crucial in growing your business. You put all that effort in getting a customer. You want to keep them. You want to get them to buy more. And let me add to this, you want to give you want them to give you a referral. As you grow your business, most of your business should come from referrals. And people are more than happy to give you a referral when you've exceeded their expectations and you've done a great job. but you have to ask. Hey, you ask him up front. I do my business based on referrals. When I exceed your expectations, when I solve your problem, can you refer 3, 4 other people to me? They'll say, sure, great, do it. And then ask him, hey, remember before we talked about it? Getting referrals, what an easy, quick, fast way to grow your business. And let's do the math. How much that cost you? It's free. Referrals are free. So instead of spending money in marketing, you go to your existing customers that you've exceeded their expectations. They're satisfied. You've met their needs and wants. They felt listened to. They trust you. I'm telling you, what a way to grow your business is through referrals. So get the customer to buy more, and get referrals instead of just getting your customer once and never seeing them again. You want to keep them there in your world. And this also says that third bullet towards the bottom, using effective sales closing techniques will increase average amount of sale each makes. We've talked about it, learning sales, learning persuasion. It's easy. Remember the definition of easy? Something you can learn. You can learn to build trust and to ask people. And most of the time it's just asking. That's the biggest one. The biggest blunder is, all right, here's what I have. No, do you see where this will change your life, improve? Do you see where this product can? Well, yeah, great. How many do you want? It's not hard. Most people just don't ask. They just say, all right, will you do that today? Well, and then they just kind of stutter. They just ask. That's the biggest one. Just ask. How many do you want? Do you want 2 or 3? And that makes it easier for a lot of entrepreneurs using the alternative close. You want it in green and black. You want 3 or 4. You want to do it Tuesday or Wednesday. It's just easier for entrepreneurs and your prospect gets to choose and they feel like they're choosing what they want. And we can spend, time on those closing techniques, but learn them. They're out there. And then it talks more about repeat customers. We know that. Attracting new customers, that's lesson number 7. Now, lesson number 8, this is available at successandmoneyfoundation.org. How does goal setting work in my personal life and business? Oh, goals. Yeah, man, goals triple your commitment level, increase your motivation, and increase your happiness. You're like, what? Yeah, you do goals the right way. When you think about the happiest time in your life, you were pursuing worthwhile goals. And this section has great models, great fill in the blank for you. Bottom line, successful people set goals. And if you look, the studies, only 3% of people put their goals in writing. It's not written down, doesn't count. If it's up here, that's just a wish. Written down. And they tend to accomplish 10 times more than those who don't. You accomplish more, you make more, you're more motivated, more excited. And that is the key. You've heard about it before, but nobody does it. Why? Well, probably they don't know how, or they tried that New Year's resolution and they failed and they felt bad. So they never set goals, so they'll never fail. But then they're a failure because they don't have goals. They don't have a target to shoot for. That's the key. And there are a lot of different formulas there. They use the SMART formula to be able to do that. But let me give you a few things with goals to start thinking about. If you really truly want to be successful with goal setting, you have to, because again, most people have never been taught how to do it. In fact, it's like if you want to learn how to fly, if you want to fly, let's see, you want to learn how to go snow skiing. Let's use this one. You go to the resort, you get your skis, and you've never been before. They're like, you want lessons? You're like, no. And you get on the chairlift, and they pick this black diamond, which is an advanced run. And what's going to happen? You're going to hit a tree, break your leg, say that's a terrible sport. I'm never doing it again. And that's what most people have done with goals. And the 4 parts are pretty simple. If you want to simplify it, the what, write it down, right? Is it specific, measurable, attainable, like it says there? The when, have to have the deadline. That's what it says. But let me add a few. What, when? You have to have the how. What's your game plan? Who are you going to mentor with? How many classes are you going to watch every day on successandmoneyfoundation.org? How many hours a week are you going to spend? And here's the key for entrepreneurs is just like when an airplane is off course most of the time, it's always correcting. And that's true with your how. Maybe you need to spend more hours here. Maybe you need to mentor more. You can adjust. You're not adjusting your goal, but you're adjusting your how you're getting there. That's okay. But the biggest one where most people blow it is they don't have a why. That's your motivation. So what, when, how, why? You're doing it for your family, for your children, to give back to your prosperity, to give back to the world. What is your why? To become a better person because you know you can do it. Give me your why. He could have more than one why too. I learned this early on. I was doing some work with a gentleman named Dan Jansen, Olympian speed skater. Have you seen the Winter Olympics? They have these short ice tracks with the big skates. And so he held the world record in the short track, best of the best, went to his first Olympics, and his goal, gold medal, right? Made it to the medal round, but slipped and fell, disqualified, nothing, no medal. Ugh. Trained for another 4 years, went back and didn't place. Okay, trained for another 4 years. Tragedy, his family sister was sick, brain wasn't in it, didn't place. Trained for another 4 years. And if you're doing the math, that's 16 years. His last Olympics, he was getting older. And everyone says, oh, you hold the world record. You're good. He's like, no, I need a gold medal. That's my goal. So his last shot, getting older, short track, made it to the medal round. This time somebody else slipped, took him out, both disqualified, no medal after 16 years. But this year he decided to do the longer track, didn't hold any records, and he just barely made it to the medal round. Gun went off, one of those incredible moments in Olympic history, broke the Olympic record, won the gold medal. Everyone's crying, throwing the flowers, victory lap with his newborn daughter, got the gold medal. And we sat down with him, we said, Dan, how do you stick to a goal for 16 years? Most people can't get out of bed in the morning. He says, when I was younger, I had a wise coach. Before practice, I had to sit down and write all the reasons why I wanted a gold medal for me, for my family, financially. Why do I want that gold medal? And I'd practice 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. And pretty much every day after 4 or 5 hours, I was cold, hungry, tired, wanted to go home. But I'd pull that list of reasons for my speed suit. I'd find something that would get me back in the game, right? People don't fail because of lack of goals. That's because of lack of reason. This one's huge. All right, lesson 9. How do I manage my cash and inventory? Remember, don't eat your inventory. Keep your cash from your business separate from your home. Always know how much inventory. I should be able to ask you, wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning, how much inventory you have, and you know. Or you can look at your spreadsheet and know. So cash is critical for a business to be able to run it. You need to know your manage your cash carefully, know where every dollar goes. And you need to keep track of your inventory. Especially if you're dealing with inventory that could expire, you got to keep track. Very important. Businesses cannot survive without cash. You always got to keep a little cash reserve. Again, keep it separate from home. You should have separate accounts and understand your inventory. Understand how much inventory you have and how much profit that's going to make you. We've talked about it before. You're buying on credit. That's your inventory and sell it for cash. Well, who's going to give you credit? You can find it, even if you just start with one product, one widget, one thing, start building that trust up, getting a month, maybe even longer to, double your profit, whatever it is, double your investment. That could be key. So maximize your cash by turning your inventory often and not giving credit to other people. So you like credit, but be careful of who you give credit to. That's number 9. Here's number 10. What records must I keep each day? Oh, I want to keep records. Well, yeah, it's kind of heavy. If you don't, get one of your children, get someone else to do it, but you have someone. You probably starting off with have to keep the records. If someone else is keeping them, you should be at least reviewing them at least, I'd say minimum once a week. So you have to keep track of the money coming in, the money going out, the inventory that you have, keeping records, hours employees are working, if that is an issue for you, and know who's accountable for what. You know exactly, this is kind of like in your car, you have the speedometer, you know everything that's going on, you know your oil pressure, your speedometer, you know how much gas you have. That's what records do for your business. You know at any time at a glance, if you need gas, if you're going too fast or too slow, if you need to get oil, it's all right there. This is your dashboard to your business. And you could automate it later on. Right now, it might just be in a ledger, it might be in a spreadsheet on your computer, but you have to do it. Okay, record keeping is vital to the success of every business. It's not your favorite part, or maybe it is. It should be, because it tells you how much money you're making. And the fun part about this for entrepreneurs, you're like, oh, I made this much money this month, and you can see how much money you can make for the year in 10 years. And that keeps you motivated. Because sometimes you don't think you're doing that well, but when you look at your records and you multiply it by 12 or by 12 months or by 10 years, it gets kind of exciting. You look at your growth and you multiply it. It's like, yeah, giddy up, let's do this. So that's the fun part of record keeping. And it's a two-part process there towards the bottom, making the records and reviewing the records. So you're not just making them for fun. Remember, this is your dashboard. And there's 4 areas there. Look at there towards the bottom. Sales, or your sales, was your inventory we talked about, your sales, your expenses or expenditures, and the cash on hand. You know, all the time. Dashboard. You know exactly what your business is doing. All right, next one, number 11. We're getting there. We're brainstorming. How do I manage my business for maximum growth? So we have this business. And again, we're not going, well, I need enough money for today. You want to make sure that you're growing your business exponentially. And that's how businesses grow. I mean, it's the key. So how does managing employee, you talk about managing employees, keeping employees at this point, training other people to manage. Do you hire family and friends? That's easy, maybe, but it's hard when they're, they just say it's easy and fast. You know them, maybe you trust them and like them, but again, working with family and friends can be problematic. I'll let you sort that one out. That can end the relationship sometimes, and that's hard when it's family and friends. Firing a member of the family is hard. Doing business with a family member is hard. It works out sometimes. But we hear a lot of bad stories too, so be careful of that. Creating systems. Tom's great at creating systems to where you do what you do well, but you create a system where you can hand it to someone else and it still works. What's the phrase, Tom? McDonald's never burns the French fries. You can take a 16-year-old, they have a system, anybody could do it. So this is phase 2 as you grow your business, but it's important to think about now. So systems, we talked about. Getting employees, business owners who don't have employees should work on the business, not just in the business, meaning sometimes as entrepreneurs, we want to do everything. And you can, you're smart enough because you have, but sometimes you need to let go to grow the business. You can do everything. Well, I'm the entrepreneur. No, but if you're not good at the records, all right, teach somebody else. If you're not good at, if you don't want to spend the time picking up the product, get somebody else. That's what it means to work on the business, not in the business. So it's hard for entrepreneurs to kind of let go of some things because you've been doing it for a while, but something to think about. And employees do tactical work. Business owners do strategy, big picture type work is what you're thinking about. And final lesson. All right, here we go. How can my business bless my family now in the future? You know this. That's why you're here. There's eventually, day at the beach, peace at the beach. Eventually, you'll have more time freedom, reduce stress. You'll have more job security. Your family will. You can spend more time giving back, helping out. Let me just say, this is not the time to say, well, when I'm successful, I'll give back. That's not the program. The program is you really want to be wealthy and successful, you start giving back now. You're always taking that 10%, giving it back. And that's how you're blessed. That's how your business is blessed. That's how you grow. That's how you're blessed. Too many people, when I get there, that's not the program. Now, when you get there, you can give more. You can start giving 20, 30%, create a great foundation like this, like Tom has done, giving back, helping out in the world. But now you're doing this now. It's not when you get there, it is now. Because when you get there, if you're only giving $10 a week now, that's a little different than $1 million a year down the line. So people get stuck at that. Like Tom says, it's only numbers. So the main idea is to learn there. If you work 3 to 5 years like no one else, you can have the rest of your life like no one else can. Day at the beach, peace at the beach. So just think big pictures. It's going to be worth it. And what you're doing, breaking the chains of family poverty, and especially if that's what you're going through right now, a stable small business, this can affect a family for generations to have a business in the family that they can use and grow. So you got this. You can make it happen. You can make it work. You have to balance your time and really understand how it works. You have to visualize the success. We talked about the mindset, and you have to come to these things and sharpen your saw. We finish up with a story, and then we'll take some questions. About two neighbors, they lived up in the mountains, right? Each had a cabin, wooded area, very competitive. These guys were very competitive. They were always having contests. And one day they decided, let's have a contest to see who can chop the most wood. All right, so they decide to have a contest for 2 hours. They were going to chop wood to see who could chop the most wood, put $100 on the line each. So there'll be $200 in the pot. Timer went off. The first neighbor's like, I'm going to win this. I want that money. I'm going to win. I'm going to show him. And he wasn't going to stop. Just kept chopping and chopping and chopping and chopping. He looked over as a second neighbor. He was leaning against a tree on the ground, with his back on the tree, just sitting there like lazy. I would have got this, kept chopping and chopping, and looked back at his other neighbors, chopping again. All right, kept going. Neighbor number one. Then he looked over again at neighbor number two, sitting against the tree again. He's like, yeah, lazy. I got this. So the 2 hours was up. They looked at the wood, and number one's upset. It's like, neighbor number two chopped more wood. He's like, that's impossible. I was watching you. You were twice. I caught you sitting against a tree. He's like, I wasn't just sitting against a tree. I was sharpening my axe. That's what we're doing. So it's critical as entrepreneurs. That's what we're doing here, is we're sharpening your axe. It takes you time, but it gives you time in the future to chop down the trees faster, to make more wood, to be more successful. And that's the key. Run your business, grow your business, expand your business, become financially independent, and then you'll have the ability to go out and make the world a better place. Thank you.